Up on our audience to the May Park Board meeting at 6:01. Before we get started, I don't have any guests, but before we get started, I want to say a couple of organizational things. We're having a transition in membership of the Parks Board. Freddie Hale is rolling off, and I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge that he spent many years, ever since I've been here, 6 years at least, on the park board, a good contributor, and he'll be missed. Also, I would like to introduce the new appointee by the mayor, which we will vote on here in a minute, Mr. Dillo Bush, to my left here. I think Dillo will bring a lot of benefit to the Parks Board. If I had to write his resume, I would, let's see. First off, I feel a little embarrassed. I got two ex-military veterans here with me. Dillo was a medic in Vietnam, 35 plus years in plumbing and sprinkler business. His last two jobs were somewhat local. He did the Toyota plant down in Princeton and the Austin Middle School. So he did some work here locally, but his involvement in government, he was the county zoning officer for several years, very active in the Little League program, even when it was at school. And then he had 2 terms as clerk treasurer.
3.
And, 3
3.
terms. Hey, I'm a mathematician, I can't count past 3 terms, clerk treasurer, and 1 term as a mayor. And now he's just harassing the people on North Road. So, welcome, Dillo. We're going to put you to work.
I don't know what I can do, but I'll do what I can.
Okay, that's all we ask of you. So, I do want to start off by definitely the first thing we need to do is we have, even though it's a mayoral appointee, the Parks Board has to vote to approve that. So I would entertain a motion to approve Mr. Bush. John made the motion. I'll second it, and the vote's 2-0. Okay, welcome, Paul.
Well,
We're going to put you to work. Okay, next thing is reviewing the April minutes, which you have in front of you. Dillo may not because he wasn't even here. But I think I've captured everything there. We'll kind of take a minute to review those. I would entertain a motion to approve those.
I'll second that.
Okay, who's going to make the motion?
Oh, sorry.
John, you want to make the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Dillo, would you
I'll
second?
second, yes.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Okay, let's review the April claims, and boy, I sure wish they would print bigger because I can't read hardly anything they got on here, but I think I'll figure it out. Okay. Broadway Park, Sam's Club, bathroom supplies, $98.31. Metal sign shop out of Fort Payne, the redoing of 3 bench backs, $685. And these are all Broadway Park, and removing the sod from the number 5 baseball field was Robinson Tractor Lawn and Excavating Services, $1,200. Okay. Mano, Amazon, two bills here for material to treat the pond, one colored algae and one for herbicide, $123 and $245. And Mano Park, but honestly, it's treatment of the pond also, $119. And, Spicertown, I think this is, as best as I can conclude, it's garbage can, white soup can, scoop can, $37. So that's all the claims. I would entertain a motion to approve those.
I'll make the motion.
Dillo made the motion.
Second it.
John, second. Vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 3-0. Okay. Getting into old business, Spicertown update, essentially, none, but I have had conversation with Chris Hunley, even this past week. He has a different plan for doing the zip line and finishing things up. Hopefully, he'll get that done soon. Broadway Park update, we've got the big solar light installed in the huge parking lot. Continue to take out stumps and clean things up. Just general park maintenance. Mano Park update, really just mowing, but I'll have a walk in here to discuss something with that. Scott County Youth Baseball, Softball Program update. Things are working out pretty good there, better than originally expected. We were able to actually get a full week of games scheduled last week when we had none. That was very beneficial. And things have gone smoothly, no major incidents, or, nothing negative. I will say this about that, because I spend virtually every night up there at the concession stand. I am just overwhelmed, honored to hear people's positive comments about that facility. The people that have been there years past said, oh my God, what a difference it was when I played up here. People that have never been there said, oh my God, I never knew this was here. What all do you got? And you start rolling them off to them, and they're just totally amazed. It's something to be very, very proud of.
We have something for virtually every age group.
Yeah, virtually every age group, and we're working on hopefully more. So, but things are going good. We got 3 weeks in May still to play. I would hope somewhere along the line we get some tournaments up there this summer. Because, and this last week, a lot of the comments last week was just unbelievable. Those 3 fields, we had 5.6 inches of rain that stopped 4 a.m. on Tuesday morning. And by 3 o'clock on Tuesday in the afternoon, all 3 of those fields were playable. Very playable, dry as could be. They're crowned beautifully, and that's a tribute to Freeman Weaver's hard work through the years, keeping them that way. But they had to move all of the Scottsburg games up here because virtually they actually were waterbound. They couldn't even get to some of the facilities where the roads being blocked. But it worked out to everybody's benefit, and people just was like amazed at. And I'm always amazed. I mean, literally, I was up there at 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning. There's a few little wet spots. In 5 hours, it drained, which is amazing. And the moving of the sod off of field 5, I know your son practices up there, John. I was very reluctant in having that happen because I was afraid when we took that sod off, we'd have nothing but black dirt. But we haven't put in it, we just milled up what we had, and it's worked fine. Now we do have a ton of field conditioner up there that we're gonna put a large percentage of that on that field just to make sure it stays that way. But for $1,200, and I really thought we'd get into the tens of thousands to fix that. So the money well spent. So update on publicity items. Mr. Smith, you're up.
And so we got our first recording of the walkers. We're going to start promoting the walking trails pretty soon. So the idea is that every month, we're going to elicit members of the community, the youth, the children, adults, everybody to help kind of push out the word of the different things that we got. So the walking trails, the baseball, all the sports complexes is, all the fantastic, shelter houses, just everything. So that way, kind of like what Ishmael was saying, people are coming up and asking, I didn't even know this is here, or what do you got here? We feel like, this is a best kept secret in Scott County and Southern Indiana, and we don't want it that way. We want to push that out there. And so we want to kind of empower folks to help us push the word out. This week, or last week, as a matter of fact, I was able to have like a walking interview with some of the walkers that, they are out there, sunshine, rain. I've even seen walkers out in the cold and the snow, because, it's a fine walking trail. All these walking trails, the walking trail in Spicertown, one in Broadway Park, one over in Mano Park. We've got some wonderful walking areas. And so we want people to be out, be active, but be safe.
And use the facility.
Facilities, yeah. So, that's just one of, we're looking for a whole series of videos all the way up until November, to push out the word about the different facilities. And then secondly, we would like to begin movie screenings in some of our parks, so that way they can come out, bring their lawn chairs, bring their little blankets and stuff, and we'll do screening of movies, as the weather's getting nicer, a little less rain, a little less cold, get them out there and enjoy it in all the times, even at nighttime, to get out there and just be a community. And so to that end, I've been working with local businesses to help with the cost of that. There's, different costs for licensing, getting the equipment and all that stuff. And then we'll be able to start pushing out those words and those times and those, movies as we're able to get the funding and the equipment together.
And I've always thought that live entertainment would work well up there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like James White and that group. There's several groups.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know that we got in our 5-year plan looking at pavilion for live entertainment. So that's your vision for the parks is the same as, you're already set up and ready to go with us.
I go to the park every day.
Well, as John said, there are people, the walkers specifically, but then the dog walkers, the basketball guys, they are there, rain or shine, hot or cold, and those walkers are there consistently 10 months out of the year, if not 11. They'll bundle up, and if there's not ice on the trail, they're out there walking for their health, and that's really beneficial. Now, to bring you up to date, our plan is doing these videos and putting them on the city website so that people can see them. Have you worked with anybody about getting the first one?
Yeah. Right now we're getting it edited, and I know that some of the fine folks at the city are, going to help us with making it look professional and nice and doing the right things.
Is there any beeps in it?
Well, I had this brand new phone, and it took me a little while to figure it all out. And I got one of them selfie sticks, so that way I wasn't sitting there doing this throughout the hallway and running into people.
Okay, great. Good update on that thing. Appreciate all your hard work. And he is working for the people online and Dillo. The group you're working with is the Community Foundation Youth Grant Committee?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I always forget what it is.
And this group has done they're helping us out with this bringing us up into the new technology age. But they've also been out there painting stops, cleaning up garbage. I know that one year they painted the park benches.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these young folks are motivated and they want to make a difference.
We need to get visits from our older population.
You mean like us?
Yeah, like me.
Well,
It's a beautiful facility.
Uh-huh.
And it's taken a lot of time and money to get it this way.
But I've been, knock on wood, surprised, there's not been, in the last 4 or 5 years, no major things broken, torn up,
No graffiti.
very little graffiti. I mean, 4 years ago, we had some kids do graffiti and the judge made them come up work 3 days in August. They won't do that again. People over take a lot of pride and they police it as much as anybody. If they see somebody doing something wrong, they'll call them out.
Yeah.
And some of these people, I don't know them call me out. Okay, good. Thanks, John, for the update. Let me give you an update on the swings and exercise equipment. I got a quote from Tag Equipment, which is here locally, relatively speaking, in Pekin. And believe it or not, I was actually surprised. They put together a quote for a package deal. First, swings, which is the one thing everybody's been concerned about or complaining about. I hate to say complaining. Up at Broadway, putting in a three swings, 2 kids and 1 toddler one, and putting 6 exercise stations strategically placed along the walking trail. And that entire thing, purchase and installation, came out to be less than $30,000. Now, that's relatively speaking, not a lot, but we've got to kind of figure out how we could approach this. 2 ways that I am thinking of is the ARC, Austin Redevelopment Commission. I'm going to schedule a meeting with them after they get their next draw of money. They're kind of low on the purse string side right now, but they'll get a draw in the May tax thing. Well, to that. And the other one, and I've said this several times, we really have never gone to the business community
Not at
at
all.
all.
We use
And I'm thinking maybe putting together a proposal to say, if we could get 6 businesses, various size businesses, everything from manufacturing to, small, if they would maybe do $2,500 for an exercise station, and we would actually dedicate it to them and
and that's a write-off.
label it, this is the blah, blah, blah,
Sure.
contributory. I think it would go over good, because a lot of people, for the last 5 or 6 years, have, said, the walking path is great, but we'd like to have opportunity to do some cardio, vascular, you walk along, you sit down at the bench, you go over there, do some arm works or some knee ups or some set-ups or pull-ups. And there's a lot of equipment out there that allows you to do that. There's some scattered around Seymour, even downtown. There's a huge one over at Salem that's a collection. And then I obviously was dealing with some people on one pavilion. And the pavilion, people said, yeah, but, just like a lot of people don't like to go to the YMCA or to an exercise, they don't want to be on display. They want to be able to try to show off their new exercise outfit. They want to just be able to casually use them along the walking trail, which I think is a great idea and a very cost-effective alternative. And so we'll pursue that. I got a quote just to kind of do a checkpoint. Is it $50,000 or $200,000, and I was pleasantly surprised. It all came up like 20, package, if you'll have us do all of the $29,000 or something, and we obviously would have to competitively bid it, but we know we got a price of 29,000, so if everybody came in higher, if people came in lower, great, but.
The bid would be competing with 29,000.
Yeah, okay, so I just kind of give an update on that, it's a work in progress, along with all the other things I've got going on. We did get, as I said, the big light installation, we still need to put the 11 lights that the concrete pads are in place for done. Superintendent Terry, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, and I are gonna work on that. I already covered the Field 5 update, we're in good shape there. So, do either of you all have any walk-ins? Okay, I've got probably, 2. First one, Park Superintendent Terry, and I talked about this today. He's tried a lot of things, as you saw in our claims, to address Mano Park, Lake. And, it's helped, but a lot of ponds and lakes have just been overrun this year with algae already.
And
So,
the hot weather's not even here yet.
yeah, so I would like for you all to consider, maybe make a motion to give him the authorization to go up to Cortland, which is the local, within reason, pond and water management company, and have them come down and check it and give us an estimate on what it would take to do that. So I would entertain a motion to do that.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, John made the motion, Dillo, would you
I'll
like
second.
vote, 3-0?
In favor.
Okay, great. The next one, which, timing, I guess, is everything. Let me be accurate in my statement. I'm checking when I got the phone call. At 3:58 p.m. today, I got a phone call. And it was Joe Smith's wife, who Joe Smith is one of the city councilmen. An acquaintance of hers, who just got their degree in horticulture, wildlife, whatever. As part of her continuing education, she has to do a project, which is a pollinating and wildlife flower facility. And she's asking if we would entertain the possibility of doing that up at Broadway. She would cover all the cost of what it takes to do it, maintaining it. It's part of her continuing education.
Get her permission.
And that's something, ex-President Buchanan and I talked about. Rogers, Morris, who's one of the walkers, has approached me with that, is, how come we have no wildflowers or no greenery in motion up here? So I said, well, coincidentally, we got a meeting one, and they said they had planned to be here, but one of the 2 of them is the tennis coach. And they have a tennis match tonight. So, they want to know if the Parks Board would approve that and allow her to go forward with that. So I would entertain a motion if we want to do that. Free doesn't come
It's
along.
gonna be done at no cost to us.
Yeah. So Dillo, would you like to make that motion?
I will make the motion.
Okay, John, would
I'll
you
second that.
Okay. Yeah, it's, now, I obviously I have some discussion with him. A couple years ago, I had a conversation with Terry Davis, who is a retired DNR person from Lake Hardy, about how do you do wildflower, blankets or spreads. Now, he said to do them right, and since Dillo and I are both from deep eastern Kentucky, we can relate to this. He said, you need to set it up so that every year, once all the flowers have bloomed, all the seeds have hit the ground, you burn it to fertilize it. controlled burn. We did that with our gardens in eastern Kentucky every year.
Yeah,
And that gets that ash back down into the ground. And if you really want a beautiful, wildflower, area, you set it up in an area that you.
are you talking about a single area or along the trail?
Like a blanket, an area, a section where you just have
Yeah, okay,
wildflowers,
okay.
yeah. But he said if you wanna do one, he would recommend, and everybody recommends, you put it in a situation where that once it all dies and all the seeds go in the ground, for them to germinate next year, you burn it. He said some people burn in the fall, some burn in the spring. The fall puts the ash down. The spring puts the heat in the ground for the seeds to germinate. He's a lot smarter than I am, obviously. So, I told her I'd call her tomorrow. And, we'd get together and, there's some areas up there. We could do it back in the walk. We got lots of areas in the walking trail. If we wanted to do it out there in that 2-acre area to the southeast, we could do that. Whichever, whatever works out best for her and however big she wants to make it. But
Well, we wanna put it where the general public gets to see it.
yeah, and the walking trail, we get to see it, but then if you put it out there as when you first come into the park, you can see it. And some people say you need to put some little fencing up to keep the deers from eating it and stuff like that, but, and you definitely do that with little trees. If you do a tree farm, you have to put a fence around it so the deers and rabbits don't eat it.
Honestly, I think that, and I don't know how big that they're looking at, but an ideal location where they get the majority of the sun and be the most clear and still be on that trail is, that little curly Q that comes way out behind the ball fields.
Yeah.
There's a big open
Yeah,
area.
right there where you
It's
go,
not-
essentially around all 4 sides of it.
Yeah, there's just a great big yonder, come all the way out here and then back around. And I think that would probably be, and I don't know how big they're looking at it, but that'd be a perfect spot for that.
Okay, great. Anything else? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Dylan's wanting to get home.
Yeah, he's ready to see Dana
John will
White.
second it.
Yep,
Okay,
I'll do
all those in favor?
Aye.
Rio. Well, guys, welcome aboard, Dillo.
Yeah.
I got to hire a cook, cause I don't have one now.
A cook. Don't look at me, John.
Yeah, I just got to eat some jambalaya. Chef, my wife made me some jambalaya tonight.
Yeah.
So you stop on by there, over there.